My mom, 60s, wanted to force a reconciliation between me, 35F, and my sister, 32, but it backfired. I don't know if I want her in my life anymore. Today I'm sharing the first part of a crazy real-life family drama story. If you love wild, true stories, you're going to want to stick around. Make sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss the second part, which will be uploaded tomorrow. Background: I started dating my brother's best friend when I was 16. We stayed together until I graduated high school, when he proposed, but I turned it down. That caused a lot of tension, with my family asking me to reconsider because we could have a long engagement or at least make a promise to possibly reconcile in the future. My relationship with my brother, 36, suffered for a while, but the one with my sister, 32, never recovered. She was convinced my ex was the perfect match for me and became extremely difficult when she started dating my ex's brother. My ex was invited everywhere by my siblings, even to some family holidays, but I didn't say anything since he was their friend too. That is, until my sister began actively pushing for us to get back together. She did everything from arranging surprise meetups to making us share a room during family trips. No matter the occasion, my ex was invited. Eventually, I had enough and asked my parents to step in. They were clear with my siblings and stopped inviting my ex so often. Things got slightly better. My brother backed off, but my sister did not. Everything changed when I met my future husband during a semester abroad. He was from another university in the same country, and we just clicked. It felt special, and after dating for a year, we got engaged. My family was very happy for me, except for my sister. She kept insisting it was just a phase and that I'd eventually change my mind. After countless arguments and her repeated attempts to reunite me with my ex, I finally told her that if she ever tried something like that again, I would cut off all contact. What does she do after that warning? She made me her maid of honor and insisted I spend all my time with the bridal party, which included my ex. She also assigned one of her friends as my fiancé's plus one without telling us. We didn't realize until the reception, when the poor girl tried to get close to my fiancé. My sister said that since we weren't married yet, it was fine to meet other people. I left the party and the next day spoke with my parents and brother. I explained that while I wouldn't force them to choose sides, I would not speak to my sister again, and if they tried to push reconciliation, I would step away from them too. My mom was heartbroken and tried to mediate, but my dad and brother said they would respect my decision. Aside from 2 attempts from my mom, I have not spoken, written, or interacted with my sister in the past 6 years. My sister has tried everything to reconnect, from sending gifts to making emotional scenes, but I simply don't engage. At family events, I act as if she's not there. At first, she made sarcastic remarks or tried to stir up drama, but since no one supported her, she stopped. She did have a breakdown when she was told she would be invited to my wedding, but would not be part of any preparations. My brother admits he feels guilty for going along with things for so long, and his friendship with my ex has weakened. They still talk, but they're no longer as close. The issue: a couple of weeks ago, on my mom's birthday, I shared the news that my husband and I are expecting our first child. This won't be the first grandchild, but it will be the first granddaughter in the family. Everyone seemed happy, except my sister. My mom noticed and later invited me over for tea. My instincts told me not to go, but I wanted to stay positive. When I arrived, the first thing I noticed was my sister's car. Then, as I walked in, I saw my sister, her husband, my ex, and my ex's mother. They had apparently arranged an intervention because, according to them, my childish grudge had gone on for too long. My ex said he had only been trying to be romantic in the past, but understood that I couldn't appreciate it. His mother claimed I was hurting my sister, who only wanted the best for me, and that since my sister had apologized, I should forgive her. I was quietly sending texts to my dad, brother, and husband while looking at my mom in disbelief. Then my brother-in-law told me I was being hurtful and needed to start acting like an adult since I was going to be a mother. My mom began reading a letter about how sad she was that her daughters weren't close, saying my sister had been wrong but meant well. My sister then read her own letter, crying and repeating the same narrative. I stayed silent the entire time, just sitting there until my brother arrived. He was more furious than I had ever seen him. He grabbed my things, told everyone he was deeply disappointed, and we walked out. We sat in his car until my dad and husband arrived. By that point, I was crying, and my brother just kept apologizing. Later, I sent everyone, except my mom, an email with my lawyer's contact information, stating I didn't want further contact. If they tried, I would take legal action. No one has reached out since, but my dad told me my mom and sister were extremely upset. They claimed they just wanted to repair things and hoped my sister could have a role in my child's life, even suggesting she might be a godparent. My dad is now staying with my brother, and both of them fully support me. Some extended family members don't, and I've even had mutual friends calling me because my sister is telling people that my husband is keeping me away from my family. I dislike having personal matters made public, but I decided to make a detailed Facebook post explaining exactly what happened. As a result, my sister, her husband, and my ex have received strong criticism from others, which, while not my main goal, I feel is justified. My mom has been deeply upset, which makes me feel bad, but not nearly as bad as her ambushing me with that intervention. We spoke a couple of days ago, and I set clear conditions for any future relationship. She must attend therapy, and we should do family therapy together. Boundaries must be respected. She is not to share any information about me with my sister. Holidays will be celebrated separately. And most importantly, if anything like this ever happens again, I will cut contact permanently. She feels my terms are too strict, but has agreed to try. She assumed this meant she would instantly get access to baby news, but I told her this will be a process and she needs to show consistent change. My dad and brother refused to speak with my sister and have apologized for not stepping in sooner. We've forgiven them because they've moved on and grown. My husband fully supports my decision, though my mother-in-law thinks cutting my mom out of her granddaughter's life might be too harsh. She says the choice is ultimately mine. Right now, I'm torn about how to move forward with my mom. I haven't spoken to my sister in 6 years due to her unhealthy fixation on me and my ex. My mom arranged a surprise intervention to force reconciliation, and now I'm questioning whether I want my mom in my life at all. My ex and I broke up when I was 18. He's 37 now. The breakup happened because I didn't want to get married or engaged at that time. My sister's persistence in trying to bring us back together comes from her dream of us marrying brothers and being best friends for life. For years, my mom has always been extremely kind to my husband, or at least that's what I thought. Now I'm starting to suspect it may have been an act, which honestly breaks my heart. My ex has dated other people since we broke up, and even has 2 children with another woman, though he's never been married. According to my sister, the fact that he never married anyone else is romantic in her mind. It means he always wanted to marry me. The thing is, his obsessive behavior isn't limited to me. I've heard from others that he acted the same way toward the mother of his children. But now, thanks to my sister encouraging him, his focus has shifted back to me. Supposedly because she needs his help to get back into my good graces, so she can be a good aunt to my baby. My brother began distancing himself from my ex. When I told my parents, I felt very uncomfortable having him constantly around. Back then, I was living away at college, but visited home during breaks. My brother made a real effort to make my husband feel welcome in the family, which only angered my ex more. He saw it as betrayal. Nowadays, my husband and my brother are close friends, and my brother only speaks to my ex when it's about my nephew, my sister's son, or to be polite. Both my parents acted like they supported my wish to keep some distance from my ex. But as it turns out, only my dad genuinely agreed. The day of the tea party. On that day, my mom told my dad she was making my favorite tea and snacks and wanted to have some quality time with me. My dad thought it was sweet, so he left to spend time with my uncle. He's furious now, realizing what it was really about. My husband once tried to get along with my sister, but after too many bad experiences, he just ignores her now. He believes she's not in a healthy mental state. Whether or not that's true, it doesn't excuse her behavior. According to them, inviting my ex and his mother was supposed to help me face the root of my issues with my sister. That's their official story. For clarity, we're not from different cultural backgrounds, there's no religious factor, and financially my husband is actually better off. My sisters-in-law, my brother's wife, and my husband's sisters are furious about the whole thing. My husband's family had a talk with their mom after a comment she made, and she now understands how inappropriate it was. My brother and his wife are even considering going permanently no contact with my mom. For now, they've decided she won't see their kids for a while. The more I think about it, the more I believe I might need to go no contact with my mom for the sake of my child. My husband is devastated to think all her kindness toward him might have been fake, but he's even angrier that she made me cry and doubt myself. I've already decided to seek a restraining order against both my sister and my ex. Semi-update. After the intervention, I spoke to my mom again. She still insists she knew best, and even went as far as saying she'd try to get grandparents' rights or custody. That sent me into panic mode, so we had our lawyer send her a formal letter. My dad has now moved out permanently. He told her he couldn't stand by and watch her hurt her own child. My brother and his wife also went no contact. I might have underplayed how low I felt after that ambush. My husband told them that they needed to think very carefully about their choices and understand we would not raise our child in a toxic environment. Another reason I love him endlessly. My dad and brother keep apologizing for not stopping this earlier. They both say they'll stand by me no matter what and are ready to help me fight any legal battle if needed. Update 2. Things are both great and terrible at the same time, but I'm staying hopeful. My brother and his wife sat down with their kids and explained that Grandma had done something harmful to me and the baby, so she would no longer be part of their lives. They reassured the kids she still loves them, but this decision is for safety. They also explained that their other aunt, my sister, would no longer be involved either. The kids weren't upset, as they never had a good relationship with her anyway. My mom did not take the news well and began insisting again about her rights to see the grandkids. My dad, meanwhile, is looking for his own permanent place to live, but is staying with us until January. He's already contacted divorce lawyers, moved his finances, and has been ignoring all my mom's attempt to reach him, as per his lawyer's advice. Then, just a few days after my last update, my blood pressure spiked. Why? Because my mom showed up at my home with my sister. My sister had never been to my house, and my mom knew I didn't want her there. But she still brought her, and the cleaning lady let them in because she recognized my mom and didn't know she was no longer allowed inside. I had just arrived home from running errands and saw their car. I didn't go inside. Instead, I called family members, and luckily my sister-in-law, my husband's sister, was nearby. She came over and told them to leave immediately or we'd call the police for trespassing. They left, but the stress was so bad I had to see a doctor. The doctor warned me that this kind of excitement could harm the baby. After that, my dad, brother, uncle, and husband went to my parents' house and removed anything my dad wanted to take. My sister apparently screamed at my husband, blaming him for destroying the family. My dad told them they nearly harmed the baby and that he wants nothing more to do with them. My sister keeps sending desperate messages to my brother, but he's done. I'm heartbroken for my nephew, who is losing so much family because his mother can't let go of these ideas. As for my mom's talk of custody or grandparents' rights, my lawyer sent her a letter stating she caused harm to me and my unborn child, and that if she continues, it will become a formal legal matter. My brother also sent a letter about her harassment.